Oh, it is Wednesday, you guys. It is Wednesday. Let's get in here and get on and popping. It is Wednesday. Let me make sure my phone is silenced because y'all know we've been going through shocking truths about the group home business. Shocking truths about the group home business. This is part four. Part four. So if you're just coming in on this part, you need to go back and you need to watch part one, part two, part three, and then watch part four. Okay. And then watch part four. Okay. Because if you're planning on getting into this business, or if you know someone that's about to get into this business, you may need to watch this. You may need to, you know, work this. People always want to call me when I get on YouTube. People always want to call me. But yeah, hey Ellen, how are you? How are you? Yes, you got homework to do, lady. You got homework. This is part four. This is part four. One, two, and three. You got to go back and you got to watch them, because it all ties in together. Shocking truths about the group home business. Hey, Monique. Monique, I got your message when I was leaving the bank. I'm going to tell y'all, no matter how advanced AI technology is, it's always a glitch somewhere. So my apologies, Miss Monique. My apologies. I saw that on your calendar, but it was not on my calendar. And y'all know, if it ain't wrote down for me or if it ain't on my calendar, y'all know I be running a mile a minute. So, but I would have been there because I was on there today. So it wouldn't have been nothing for me to been on there with you, but I have no idea why I didn't add you. Hey, Miss Shelley. Hey, Tanya. How you doing? I hope you can see this. I don't know. Look, another glitch today. I don't know why Facebook wasn't showing my live inside of the private Facebook group. I'm not sure, you guys. But what I tell y'all, she said, I see you. The main thing is show up. Show up, okay? That's the main thing. That may mean the world to somebody. So show up. But yeah, we're going to get into it tonight, you guys. Shocking truths about the group home business. So tonight, part four is when good homes go bad. What nobody warns you about, okay? When good homes go bad. Y'all know the whole situation here in Arizona, where all of these group homes, over 400 group homes got shut down in Arizona, okay? And I'm pretty sure, pretty positive that all 400 did not want to go bad. Okay, I'm pretty sure they probably started off with passion. They probably started off, with a story. I'm always telling y'all to tell y'all story. I'm pretty sure they started off on the right foot. But tonight we are talking about when good homes go bad. Things that happen, because they don't fail overnight. Y'all got to realize when things go to the left, it's probably a gradual thing. It's kind of like when somebody's falling. Sometimes when you fall and you got to run to try to catch up and you can't and you fall. I did that plenty of times. So that's how I know. I didn't intentionally mean to fall. I tried to run and catch up with my legs, but it just didn't happen. That's the same with these group homes. So, yeah, you all get the good, the grand opening. Come to my grand opening. We do the ribbon cutting. We do all of that. Take the pretty pictures. put out the, the thing. We're licensed now. We're a licensed group home. But what happens when things start to go left? What happens when things go sideways? We cannot deny or ignore red flags because it can happen to the best of us, but I want to put this before the forefront of your mind so you will know what not to do. Really, what not to do, what to stay away from, and things that you need to set in place so you're not one of the group homes that go bad. Hey, Alanis. Okay, so truth number one, talking about truth tonight. Passion isn't enough. It's not. It's great. It's wonderful to be passionate about what you do. It's wonderful to have a story, like I said. It's wonderful that, my sister used to be mentally ill. And that's why I got into it, because I have a passion so that mentally ill people can have a haven of rest to come, get their self back acclimated, get, on their medications, get regulated, and then move on into the world. So that's why I chose that SMI, category that I'm in. But that doesn't run your group home. That doesn't keep you in compliance. You need policy, okay? It's great to have passion, but you need more than that, because this isn't you just taking somebody into your home. This is a highly regulated, licensed business. Okay, so it's fine and dandy to have the passion, but you also need the policy. You also need the regulation. You also need to adhere to the rules. You also need to stay in compliance. So you need systems. You're going to need house rules, okay? You're going to need rules. You need to post your rules. You need to go over rules. You need to keep talking to people about rules. I tell y'all, rules is on the wall at each of my houses. Hey, what does rule number 8 say? I ingrain the rules into their minds, so because they know, oh, we got to stick to the rules. You got to have rules. You got to have staff discipline protocols. If you just letting your staff run all willy-nilly, do whatever they want to do, oh, these people are out of control. It's because you let them be out of control. People are only going to do what you allow them to do, okay? You need to have staff protocols to keep your staff in line, okay? You need to have emergency procedures. There are things that you need to have set in place, because say if a client goes out on AWOL, because we can't lock our clients in the type of home that I have. There are locked facilities in some states, but Arizona, you cannot have a locked facility, a locked residential home. I'll say that. There are locked facilities. So you need to have emergency procedures set up if an emergency happens, if they run AWOL. I'm saying that because I just had someone do it. Therefore, they know. Call the case manager. If they have a guardian, call the call the guardian. Call the police and let them know that this person left the home. Because guess what? If something happens to that person and no one knows that they left, that's on you. If you don't do a discharge, statement to say that they discharge, if you don't have something lined up, that's on you if something happens to them. Okay? And so you need emergency procedures. You need incident documentation. You need incident reports. These are the type of things that you need. So it's cool to have passion. It's cool to love on people. It's cool to want to take care of people, to be a caregiver. But you need policies. You need to be in compliance while you're doing it. Homes without structure eventually breed chaos. I wrote that down as a note. If you don't have structure, it will be chaotic. And that is what was happening in some of these homes, because people were calling me to consult with them, and I would go in their home and be like, I'm not going to be your consultant. If you don't want to do what I'm telling you to do, I'm out of here. And it was people that was like, well, that's my brother got a group home and this what he do. Okay, then ask your brother. I'm out. Because I don't want to be a part of no mess. I don't want chaos. I don't want drama in my life. Therefore, I stay away from it. So if you don't want that in your home, you need structure. Because if you don't have structure, eventually you will breed chaos. That's why I'm always talking about systems. Have systems within your home. There should be a system for just about every single thing. Go a step further. Have standard operating procedures so people know this is what you do. If this happens, do this. If this don't happen, do this. You know, it should be a procedure for everything. Passion without policy equals burnout and liability, because that's what you're doing. When you don't have documents and structure and systems, you will be a liability. The people around you, your employees, if they running chaotic, they're a liability. You know, what if you don't have a rule that people can't come to work drunk, and somebody comes to work drunk and they have an emergency and have to drive your clients? Liability. So I'm saying these type of things you need to have set up, because why I said that there will be it equals burnout and liability is because you gonna burn yourself out running through all this chaos. You will burn yourself out. Shoot, y'all see this? I'll be 52 in May. You know why? Because I don't do with drama and chaos. This is a 52-year-old face. Because I don't like chaos. I like peace. I like systems. I like structure. Okay? And so that is how we want to run our group homes. So we can be peaceful. Okay? And live in peace. So truth number 2. Poor documentation can get you sued or shut down. That is the truth. Guess what? If it ain't documented, it didn't happen. And if your documentation is poor, if your people are cutting and pasting, if you got Joseph over here, Joseph did this, and then you have a Sarah over here, and somebody's copying and pasting Joseph notes to Sarah, guess what? It ain't gonna match. Sarah is a woman. Sarah is nonverbal. Joseph is off the chain, changing the TV, doing all of this. And they come in looking at Sarah like, she's nonverbal and she just sits there. That don't mix. So I'm saying people need to be documenting actually what happens, and they need to be documenting on each individual client, and they need to document. That's the main thing. You need to document, because documentation can get you sued. I've seen it happen. I've actually also seen Medicaid, because of one note. Medicaid came back on somebody and took back like $60-some thousand off of one note because somebody documented something incorrectly. One note. They pulled back all the money for one person for, I think it was like 3 months or something like that. They pulled back all the money, $60-some thousand at one time. Because guess what? Somebody went in and put the wrong documentation on the wrong client. So when they asked for that client's paperwork and that documentation came, they had to take it as what it was. And it was wrong. So I'm saying documentation can get you sued. It can get you shut down. It can get money taken back. So things need to be documented correctly. Sloppy notes Missing incident reports. Your people not doing incident reports when things happen. Skipping the daily logs because I'll just catch it up later. I'll do it. I work all week. I'll do it at the end of the week. No. What if the state comes in on after the first day you work and you waiting for Friday to come? So I'm saying these are the type of things you guys need to think about. So let me step back because I've been running, y'all. I was driving fast through traffic, trying to make it home in time. And now I'm like, so I started off running. So let me step back. I got to do what my team tell me to do. If you're watching this video and anything resonates with you, go ahead and like this video. Like this video. Y'all throw me some pink hearts in the chat. Do all the things for me. I'm looking for my water. Where's my water at? I'm like, go ahead and like this channel. I'm gonna look for my water real quick. Hold on. I knew I had brought it in my office, but I didn't know where it was. All right, here we go. Okay, we got some people on here. Okay. Hey, Sadia. Hey, Fifi. Man. She said, did I miss something? Girl, we on truth number 2. Truth number 2. Now, remember, you guys, this is part 4 of shocking things, okay? Shocking things, shocking truths about your group home business. When good group homes go bad. What used to be the videos? Girls Gone Wild. When group homes go wild. That's what we should name this. When group homes go wild. What nobody warns you about. Okay, this is part 4. So if you missed part 1, 2, and 3, make sure y'all go back and watch it. And do hashtag replay. So I'll know you watching it. I enjoy going back. Make a comment. Do all the things. All right, so things not doing correct documentation, like I said, it can get you in trouble with the state. It can get you in trouble with Medicaid. It can get you in trouble with the families. Trust and believe. Everybody love to sue now. And so say you don't document something, or say somebody runs off and you don't document it, or do an incident report, or do all the things that you have set up in the systems of your home. Guess what? Family can come back and try to sue you. Lawyers can come and serve you. Okay? I don't think it don't happen. One of my clients, I guess the family was trying to sue Medicaid or something, and a lawyer served us, and we had to pull records for that client. But thank God, my people document. Just think if they didn't, so nothing came of it on our end. I don't know what happened with the state, but I'm just saying, things like this come up all the time. You are dealing with people's lives. You are dealing with people's lives. So just remember that. So these things do happen, and they can happen. And so you always want to be in front of it, okay? Because like I said, if it didn't get documented, what? If it didn't get documented, what? Then it didn't happen. like you telling the story of what happened has nothing to do with it being down in paper. So you always got to make sure that you have documentation. You always have to make sure that your employees have documented. I have a quality manager that goes back through to make sure that people document during their shift. You got to do what you got to do, because sometimes people won't. Like I said, they'll be like, I work all week. I'll just do it at the end of the week. No, you need to be documenting. I am paying you daily to document daily. So it needs to be documented. All right. Moving right along, you guys. Don't forget, if you are watching this video, make sure you like the video. Like the video, y'all. Truth number 3. Truth number 3. You can hire legally and still be wrong. Yeah, y'all probably wondering, what does that mean? What does that mean? You can hire legally and still be wrong. Having certified staff isn't enough, okay? It isn't enough if they don't show up on time, if they bring drama to the home, if they ignore protocols, if you have those employee protocols and they just like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and can't communicate with residents. If you have an employee in your home and they don't know how to communicate with your residents, they need to go. They need to go. It's one thing for your residents to not be able to communicate, but if you have employees that don't know how to communicate with their residents or are scared of the residents, I've had that before. Someone was scared of them, they gotta go. What do I always tell y'all? You hire slow, you fire fast. Okay? Remember that. Hire slow, fire fast. that is basically the best way to go. Take your time in hiring people, fire people fast. Okay. So one bad hire can destroy your reputation. One bad hire. If you hire the wrong person one time, it could ruin your whole reputation and cost you tens of thousands in turnover. Because it could cost you fines. It could cost you worse than that. I know of a group home whose employee, look, I won't mention the group home's name, but this employee literally went off on a client. And the client recorded it. So I'm saying that right there, whole big investigation. You have to be careful on who you hire and then who you keep. If you see any red flags, with an employee, fire fast, because you have no time to play. That license is on you. And if that employee does anything to one of those clients, that is on you. It ain't just on them. Yes, you can report them. You can, tell Adult Protective Services. You can do all the things, but ultimately it falls back on you. So that's why I say hire slow, fire quickly. Okay? One bad hire, can ruin your whole reputation. All right. So moving right along. Truth number 4. Yes, Ellen, documentation. Yes. So truth number 4 is your first resident can make or break you. I always tell y'all the story about the premium client that I had that got one client. One. They called me and said, this man is crazy. Can you come and pick him up? And I said, he's not my client. He's your client. That one client, they were done. After that one client, they were done. So I'm saying one client, your first resident, can actually make or break you. Taking the wrong resident out of desperation. Be careful about doing that. I tell y'all, my system is we do a pre-assessment before we even take a client. We do a pre-assessment. We talk to them. We go over the rules. We do all the things before we even take them. I'm not saying you got to go that far, but I'm saying be careful about the clients. One client can disrupt your house. It can scare off your staff. And it can trigger state investigations off of one client. So not only do you need to be careful with employees, you need to be careful with clients too. Read through the history. Read through their history. And I know you're not going to catch it every time, but still, be careful. Read through that history. Make sure if you see pyromaniac, y'all know what that is, right? I don't take pyromaniacs. I take just about anything but pyromaniacs. I don't play with fire. And if you play with fire, me and you can't be friends. so be careful about that. Just because someone has a funding source, just because that money gonna come in, doesn't mean they're a good fit for you. They may need to go to a state mental health hospital or something like that. Case managers sometimes will try to sugarcoat stuff to get clients up in your house because they have a high, caseload. You got to be careful. You got to know your population and you got to protect your house. It is up to you to protect your house. That is your asset. So what I tell y'all, protect your asset, protect yourself. This business model seems high risk. It's mental, really any group home. When you get down to it, it could be any group home, not just mental health. There's things, I had a senior home. There's things that happen in senior home. I had a kids home. There are things that happen there. So really, this could be applicable to any group home business. But like I said, these are the shocking truths that nobody be wanting to talk about. Everybody want to sugarcoat the group home thing. I have nothing to win or lose in telling y'all this. Nothing. Right, Ron? Facts. I have nothing to lose. Truth number 5. I keep telling y'all, some of these people out here don't have group homes. They are group home consultants and don't even have group homes, which is crazy, but it is what it is. That's the day and time we live in. But truth number 5, no one tells you how lonely this journey can feel. It can feel lonely sometimes, y'all. And that's why I'm bringing it up. It could feel lonely. When things go wrong, you can't vent to your staff. You can't. My situation's a little different, I have an executive team, so I can vent to them. I vent to them. But when you start with that first home, a lot of times you can't vent to your staff. You got to keep some of that stuff to yourself because it's a business. And that person working within your home, not to say, well, in a sense, y'all are. You are on different levels. You have responsibility. You are liable. They just coming right now to get a check. So it is different. So you can't vent to your staff. Your friends don't get it. My friends didn't understand. They didn't even know why I wanted to do this. They like, girl, you got a good bank job. Just stay at the bank. They don't get it. Even your spouse might be tired of hearing about it. I've been there. Okay? Even your spouse. So it's lonely. It's very lonely. That's why it's a good thing to be a part of a community. I tell y'all, I'm not just doing this just because. No, we have a community. We have the Group Home University community because it can get lonely. Where you can come in, you can talk, you can tell people your issues. Sometimes we get on Zoom. Last Zoom, we were talking about people not showing up to somebody's baby shower. You know what I'm saying? But I knew in her voice, I knew she needed someone to listen. So I let her talk. And everybody else in the group probably felt the same thing. Because we like a family within the mentorship group. That was on the mentorship group. But she wanted to vent about people not showing up for her. It's lonely. This journey is lonely. So it's always good to have a group or somebody surrounding you or be a part of an organization, or if they have a group home, organization within your state or something like that, be a part of that. It's up to you, but don't do this by yourself because it is a very lonely journey. It really is. And the business will test you emotionally and mentally. I go to therapy now, y'all. I started therapy probably my fifth or sixth year into doing this, because there's things that I needed to work through from childhood on up that were like resurfacing due to the emotional and mental strain of business and this being lonely, and me starting to see that my marriage was failing and all of that. So it is. So you have to find things that work for you. Especially, I know I got couples in my mentorship group. Find outlets, listen to one another, but then also find outlets outside of each other that can help you to cope, because it's a strain. And when you're running a business together and then you're living at home together, I think it's a lot. So you want to have, and I'm not saying like find a friend or nothing like that. I'm saying like professional. I want all couples to stay together. Find a professional to help you or to talk to, or a minister or something like that. That can help you to work through this, because it's very taxing dealing with having a business that deals with people's lives. It's not the same as it doesn't feel the same as when I had a uniform store. It's not the same. It's different because anything that happens kind of affects people's lives. So to me, it's different. But yeah, especially when you feel like you're the only one holding it together, it becomes a strain. And so you always want to move to where you're protecting yourself and you are healthy, you're not burning out and things like that. So yeah, would you use a duplex as a group home if your city allowed? Sure. Sure, I would use any property that the city allowed. I definitely would, Ron. So yeah. But man, I'm telling y'all, look, I told y'all I started off running. I'm tired now. But these are things that need to be talked about. Everybody makes this group home journey. Oh, you can make a lot of money or da da da. But there are things that people don't talk about. And the journey being lonely is one I haven't heard anybody say. So I just want to give you guys to think about, things to think about. Like I said, I did this training, Shocking Truths About Group Home, as a series for March, because I want people to think twice. There are people getting in this business that are getting out fast because they're like, well, nobody ever told me that, or I didn't think it was going to be like this, or you know what I mean? It looks glamorous, but y'all got to think, I'm in this a decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in this a decade. I'm to the point where somebody's running my business, So it's a little different. It may be different for other people too that are out here talking about group homes. They may have been in it for years. So don't be looking at all of that saying, this is what I want to do. In this type of industry, you do have to have a passion for a group home, that passion to take care of people. But you also need to have business sense too. You also need to know how to run a business. You can't just do it off of passion. I've had so many people come up to me at events to say, one lady at the last event, she came up to me crying and she was like, I'm going broke. I'm taking care of people and I'm going broke. You don't get into business to go broke. So yes, you can be passionate about this, but you also have to have systems. You also have to have the business sense to run the business part of it. Because I'm a businesswoman, but I'm passionate. You get what I'm saying? I'm a businesswoman, but I'm passionate. I'm passionate about group homes, and I'm passionate about people having group homes, but I'm also passionate about people running group homes correctly. Because, like I said, the people within your group homes are somebody's daughter, somebody's son, somebody's mother, father, you know? And so you got to go about it that way. You can't look at the numbers. You got to look at the responsibility behind them numbers. So just something to think about, you guys. There's something to think about. So on that note, I just wanted to say that this business isn't for the weak. Y'all know I write my little notes down. The lazy or the unprepared. You cannot be weak. You cannot be lazy. You cannot be unprepared. It has to be done decently and in order, or you will not be successful. You will not be sustainable, and you will not make an impact or be effective. You will most likely be hurting more than you're helping. So before you think about opening a group home, or if you already have one and you analyze what you're doing, if there's chaos and confusion in your homes, then you need to take a step back and you need to get it together, because you're probably hurting people. And that's sad to say. But if you're willing to face the truth and move smart, you know, you'll not only survive, you will thrive in this business. You just got to move smart. You got to be strategic, and you really have to have things in order. Okay? You've heard the saying, hope for the best, plan for the worst. Man, have you heard? I've heard that so many times. I say, plan like it's already on fire, because one day it will be. And you need to know where the extinguisher is. Because I'm telling you, people come to me and they're like, God, you guys do a lot, because I'm planning for that fire. So I always want to know where the extinguisher is. I always want to have some type of system in place, some type of policy ready, you know, because the fire is going to happen. It's just how you handle it. It's like, do you put it out right then? Do you have the system, the extinguisher in, you know, already there where you can put it out? Or does it burn down your whole city? We got a couple examples going around in the United States right now, and it's not fun. So I'm saying, you have to plan in your business like, man, we need a system for this. As things happen within your group home, like as you're running your group home, things will come up. Create a policy or a system for it. Because if it came up once, it's going to come up again. And you want to be prepared, because you're not going to know everything right off the bat. You're not going to know every single thing. But as things happen, sit down, write up a policy, write up a standard operating procedure for it, because it will happen again. Let me see. Is it hard to keep employees now because of pay? How much per hour should we pay them in the house to attract and keep staff in the house? Storm, I don't know where you're at. You have to look at, this is what I did. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I looked on Indeed for what people were hiring for the same positions. And then I went above that. And that's how I pay my people. I looked at what the rate was and I went above because I always want to be better. And that's what I did. So you can kind of look at what's going in your area, search on Indeed, put in the title, put in whatever city and state you're in. And then whatever that average rate is that people are hiring at least meet that. And is it hard to keep employees now? Not me. It's not hard for me to keep employees because I already told y'all. Go back and look. I think number 2 was caregivers, the caregiver shortage. Go back and watch number 2 video, part 2. Because I gave y'all all the things to do. I gave y'all all the things I do for my employees. Okay? So go back and watch that, Storm. And when you watch it, make a comment or do hashtag replay so I can know you did what I asked you to do. Yes, Shelly, makes sense. Ron says this is a ministry / business. It definitely is. I say this is my ministry. Yes, so it definitely is. Michelle says, hi, I just saw you were on here. I have so many questions. All right, Michelle. Well, you can definitely book a call if you haven't before, because y'all know we only let people book 1 consultation call. Or you can apply for my mentorship program, Michelle. What state do you reside? I'm in Arizona, and would you be able to help in Texas? Definitely. I actually have 2 or 3 mentees in Texas right now. I think a couple of them are on here right now. So yes, I can consult in Texas. But yep, so I had to give it to y'all straight. This is the last training in this series. Shocking truths about group home business, and this one was part 4, when good homes go bad, what nobody warns you about. Because they don't warn you. They want you to, ooh, group homes, so cool. I make a lot of money. I do this. No, this is work. This is definitely work. But that's what I signed up for. But I don't want you guys going into it thinking it's easy. In my mentorship group, I'm honest with them. I tell them it's not easy. It's not. And they know things that I've been through because I share with them. Yep. I'm in Florida and definitely looking forward to joining the mentorship group. All right, Shelly, did you apply yet? Ron says, I'm in the South Florida, Broward County. Yeah. How do I contact? Well, there's definitely a link under every video for consultation calls, for my ebooks, for my courses, for my mentorship, to sign up for my mentorship. So please look under my videos, and there should be a link under there. If my team is on here right now, which I don't think I saw anybody on here, they can put the link in the chat. But oh, Shelly said I spoke with Krista yesterday. Awesome. Krista is my assistant, y'all. And so Krista does some of the calls when people apply for mentorship. Michelle said, I haven't called yet. I like to get started. Okay. All right. So like I said, under any of my videos on YouTube, there are several links. They make sure that they're on every video. So just look for the link that says either would you like to book a call, or there's a link that says would you like to apply for mentorship or apply for mentorship. And you can definitely click on there. Oh, you're welcome, Ron. But yeah, this was fun. This series was fun. It was fun for me. I don't know about y'all, but it was fun. Sometimes I do stuff for myself. But yeah, this was a good series. And I don't know what I'm doing for April yet. I don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see. But I'm glad you learned something, Shelly. Thank you for telling me that, because I do not want my words and what I say to go out void. So I'm glad that if just one person learns something from my videos, I'm okay with that. I definitely am. Do you know if we can open an assisted living in an HOA area? You would need to check with your HOA. Um, that is kind of a part of the Disability Act, but sometimes I've known people where HOAs push back, HOAs try to block it and do all kinds of things. So definitely check with them. They are more keen to do assisted livings more than like behavioral health or sober living, but definitely check with your HOA. And don't forget to check zoning. Don't forget to check zoning. Um, I missed it. I need help. Ohio. Okay. All right. Died flexing. You died flexing. Make sure you click under any of the videos. All my videos have links. So you can just go on there. You can book a call. You can do apply for mentorship. You can do all of that. Okay, thank you for all your help. I'm excited to get started. I'm excited also to meet you, Michelle. That's my middle name, Myrrie Michelle. So yeah, what's better, unlicensed or licensed? I'm biased. I can't say what's better. It depends on what you're looking for. Unlicensed is probably easier to get started, but it pays way less. It's unregulated in a sense, and it's not something I would necessarily want to be a part of. Like I said, I've helped a couple of unlicensed people by mentoring them, but I'm not cheap, and so therefore I don't really. I mean, with the unlicensed, all you got to do is furnish the house and then market yourself. But nah, I'd rather be licensed and regulated and able to bill Medicaid. That's just me, you know? Now maybe senior care. Senior care, yeah. I mean, you can do unlicensed and make decent money, but like I said, it is a business. I'm not saying I just do it for money, but it is a business. And so, in order to stay in business, you need to be profitable. You need to make money. And I just don't see doing that off of an unlicensed. I just don't. Not compared to what I've been making for the past 10 years. I'll say that. Because some people do very well at unlicensed, but most of them are like people that were renting houses and they were only making a few $100s a month. When you get to making $35,000, $40,000 a month on a house, you can't really go back. You know, you got to keep moving forward. Would the waiver program be the only way to get paid for the facility through the clients? That depends. Michelle, where did you say you were at? Yeah, that would depend on where you're at and what type of house you have. So yeah, it's not the only way, but it would depend on what type of home. Do group homes have different levels like sober living? Yes. Yes, depending on what state you're in. There are levels. Like me, I'm a mid-tier. I'm in Arizona, and I'm a mid-tier home. So yeah, so I would be considered in the middle. General behavioral health down here, SMI, which is what I do, and then you have like DDD, and there's levels in that. So yeah, there's levels depending on what type of home. Oh, Michelle, you're in Texas. No, it's not the only way, but like I said, it's gonna depend on what type of home that you do. So yeah, but we can definitely go over that and figure it out. Yep. All right, you guys. Well, I haven't ate dinner because I told you I was running to get on this call. And so my stomach is growling. I was going to do unlicensed, but since it was going to be 3 family members, I found I couldn't do that because they are related to me. Okay. Hey, Michael. I'm a RN and interested in special care, but not sure if I should start with basic standard home since it's brand new to me. You may want to start with that, yes, until you learn and then branch off. You know, I have mentees that start. I just did a call with a mentee. She started with a court, a mental health court home. She's in Tennessee, and it doesn't require like employees and all of that. And so she started there with the anticipation on later on having a full-fledged group home with employees. So yeah, start with whatever level you're comfortable with, and move, move on through there. I started with senior care and then went to adult behavior health and then tried kids behavior health. No. And and I just like adult behavior health, so I stay here. Ah, Fifi, give me some food, man. Give me some food. Yes. What do provide for staff mental health burnout? What what do I provide for staff mental health? I just have open communication with my staff. So like I said, I gave him the example that one of my house managers, she felt like she was neglecting her health and she wanted to pull back. And so I told her, give me one pay period. Let me shift some things around and let's see what we can do so we could assist her. And now we were able to cut her down to 3 days and then and move her to the end of the week and take a lot of the responsibility off of her. And so now she feels better. She's more in a better mental state. She's not as stressed out, and she's going to her doctor's appointments. So you have to be flexible with your people, especially when you have good people. I'm very flexible. Like the whole team will like, okay, I can move around here. I can change these days. The whole team was willing to rearrange so that we could take care of one. And you got to have a solid team like that. If you're open and you communicate with your team and you're willing to be flexible, then yeah, then people will buy into that. And I'm not saying like buy in like, oh, you have them all mesmerized, but I'm saying people will buy into that. I don't know what other way to say it. They will. Can you provide assistance in the state of Oregon? Yes, Alex. Honestly, there are states that we have not been into, and I still feel like we can flow in those states because my team knows how to break down the regulations and tell you how to get there. So, really, any state, I could do any state because the main thing is is knowing what type of group home you want, finding out who's funding it, getting the regulations, and then going through the process. It's just that simple, you guys. And we know how to maneuver through the process. But then while we're doing that, we're also telling you how to run a successful, effective group home. So we're teaching you all the things while you're going through the process. So by the time you have a home, there are people out there that have licensed group homes and contact me and say, I got the license, now what do I do? Because nobody has told them what to do. So I'm saying, so it's not just about getting I can get this group home set up. It's about showing people how to run a successful group home, showing them systems to set up. Some people we do policies for. Forms. You got to have forms for people, to fill out. You got to have treatment plans. You got to have all of that. So in the mentorship group, you not only get to maneuver through the process, but you're also learning how to run an effective group home. So yeah, so like I said, we can maneuver through any application process. It's teaching people how to actually run the home, because I don't know if y'all know, but it's the wild, wild west out here. I always say that because some of these people don't even know how to run a group home. Listen to you, Michael. She the best. Y'all need to tap in ASAP. Thanks, Michael. Michael is one of my mentees, y'all. Michelle says, I like that you help your employees like the X you gave with your employees having a flat tire. Yeah. Yeah, because you do what you can for them. Because you have to understand, caregivers in any state don't make what they should be making. But that's just, you know what I mean? It is what it is. They're not like, I would love to pay my employees $100 an hour for things that they do, but that's not realistic. Like, you have to pay what is within the market. And like I say, I bump it up. But it's still, honest to God, is not enough for what they do. Especially my team. They are amazing. And so, but it's not realistic. Like, the business has to sustain, it has to move forward. And so you have to, you pay them a fair rate, but you can't pay them what they're actually worth, you know? What is your opinion on certificate nurse assistant? Oh, a certified nurse assistant? What do you mean? Like going through the program? I mean, I'm a certified nurse assistant. I got certified back in 1995, I think. So I don't see anything wrong with it. And not that it's a requirement, but yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. It may give you some training. It gave me training. I was able to work in hospitals and learn a little bit about dealing with, because my stomach, y'all, I used to get weak looking at sick people. And doing that, going through the certified nursing assistant training and actually doing my my lab or whatever they call it, I forget what they call it, but it helped me to get over that. Do you incorporate a nonprofit within your profit home? I have a nonprofit and I have a profit home, and I use them together. So yeah, so I do. You like pork and beans? Mudslide, do you like pork and beans? No, I don't like no pork and beans. I haven't ate pork and beans since I was, shoot, maybe 10. No, you're not feeding me no pork and beans. But I'm hungry though, y'all. So I'm gonna go on and get off of here. Y'all being silly now. If you have not liked this video, make sure y'all like the video. Go ahead, like the video for the analytics, you guys. Thank you. Whoever just did that, thank you. I appreciate you for doing this. If you are under the sound of my voice, go ahead and like. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead and like the video while I'm on here, you guys. But no, I appreciate you guys showing up for me today. How many times a week do you do these Q&As? I do them on Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain time, which is what, 9 p.m. Eastern time now? Yeah, so I do them at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. It's either going to be me live, which I'm doing a series this month, so I was on here every week live, or it is some type of training that has already been pre-recorded. But yeah, you guys can always go on the pre-recorded and ask questions. I always go back and answer them. And so definitely tap in. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and like this video. Now I'm going to get off of here, you guys. I enjoyed you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't watched 1, 2, and 3, go back and watch 1, 2, and 3. Good information. All right, you guys, have a good night. And as I always say, be a blessing to someone else. Bye.